We're about to board the largest cruise ship in Europe and the ninth biggest in the world because apparently size does matter. Join us for a 7-night adventure as we explore everything this floating skyscraper has to offer. Spoiler alert, it's a lot. From a 12-deck high slide to a secret speakeasy bar hidden behind this London-style phone booth. Maybe because we need an invitation to enter. With that, let's begin our trip in Barcelona.
Hola, it's so nice to see you again. We are in Terminal H in the port of Barcelona and we're about to board MSC's biggest cruise ship, the World Europa.
After getting lost on our way to the port and requesting an emergency Uber to arrive on time, we were glad our check-in was fast and smooth. As we walked up the gangway, our excitement increased tenfold as we had a closer look at our home for the next 168 hours. The MSC World Europa is 1,093 feet long, has a capacity for 6,762 passengers, and weighs 215,863 gross tons. That's the equivalent of 89,942,772,758 peanut M&Ms. A pretty useless fact, but hey, you never know when you might need it. We boarded through Deck 6, and it was love at first sight. The ship is gorgeous. We were advised to go to our meeting point before going to our cabin to get that out of the way. We went one deck up to meeting point A at the theater, got scanned, and then found our way to cabin 18515 9 decks above. This would only be a quick pit stop to leave our belongings and head to the buffet for lunch as we were very hungry. Luckily, Il Mercato buffet was on the same deck. Although it was pretty busy, we had no issue finding a table with a great view of the promenade. I had heard Emma from the Emma Cruises YouTube channel say the fresh mozzarella balls on MSC Cruises were to die for, and boy was she right. From that point on, I had them every day at the buffet. With full bellies, we returned to our cabin.
Welcome to our humble abode. As you know, we took our first cruise about a month ago and we loved it so much, we started planning this one as soon as we got off.
And from what we've seen so far, this cruise will be a huge upgrade from the first, and there are more things included and more things to do overall. What we are most eager to experience is the one thing we have no control over, but the heart wants what it wants. I'm talking about the secret speakeasy bar.
Getting in requires an invitation and there is nothing we can do about it to get one. Some say invitations are for VIPs,
Which we are not,
others say you can get one through your butler,
which we don't have,
and others say you can get one totally random.
and that's what we're banking on, so fingers crossed.
In the meantime, we're going to enjoy this mega ship that has a lot to offer.
Sail away time is 1800 hours. The ship will leave Barcelona and return 7 days from today. So, where are we going? We'll make a stop in France, 3 in Italy, and 1 in Malta. The World Europa is one of 2 MSC world-class ships. It is massive. It's the largest cruise ship in the world that is not owned by Royal Caribbean International. Vibrant nightlife, stage shows, music shows, 24 bars and lounges, 7 pools, 13 hot tubs, and the van on drop. Will we have the energy to do it all? There's only one way to find out. When the sail away time came, we rushed to watch the ship depart from the promenade on Deck 8. However, we couldn't find our way there and ended up in the Panorama Lounge, 1 deck below. We didn't regret it, as the view from here was gorgeous and we practically had the place to ourselves. After leaving Barcelona behind, we went to the pizza and burger joint to check out the free arcade games. One had a suspiciously similar name to Street Fighter, but we're sure it's just a coincidence.
let's give you a room tour. We booked an inside cabin and it's small but it's very cozy, it's very clean, it smells incredible, and we love the decoration. We have what seems to be a quite comfortable king-size bed. I love the headboard, it looks pretty. Also, this was a really nice touch. They left 2 towels for the pools, so great. Now let's see the closet. Thankfully we didn't pack much. As you can see, there's not a lot of space, but we'll make it work. The TV has a great size and hopefully we'll be able to watch The Cooking Nuns. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, check our previous cruise video. The minibar is very well stocked, but none of it is included. The bathroom is my favorite part of the cabin because it's spacious, modern and chic.
After watching the safety video and a quick nap, we got ready for dinner. Although napping ate into our dinner time in the main dining room, it was worth it. We went to the buffet restaurant instead. We're suckers for a good buffet, so we didn't mind. We had booked a Celine Dion homage show on the app earlier, so we headed to the Panorama Lounge. This time, it was full of life and people. We enjoyed the performer's fantastic voice with a Moscow Mule and a Caipirosca. We wondered if she would dare to sing the Titanic song on board a ship, but she didn't, probably for the best. Having woken up very early that morning to get to Barcelona and board the ship, we were beat. The last time we docked in Marseille, we woke up too late and missed our chance to get to know this famous city. But this time, it happened again. So we decided to stay on the ship instead of rushing around Marseille. Our day began with one of my favorite things to do on vacation, a buffet breakfast. We loved the variety, especially this scent from heaven sticky buns, which really tested my discipline not to overeat. I did eat 4 on the last day, but don't judge me until you try them.
That breakfast was absolutely delicious, especially the sticky buns.
See, I'm not the only one drooling over them.
We thought we were done with the safety drills, but we received a letter this morning asking us to report to the assembly station, so we need to sort that out to continue enjoying this amazing ship.
With that out of the way, again, we went to the Botanic Garden pool on deck 18. This area has a large pool with a retractable glass roof and 4 hot tubs. The water was heated to perfection in all of them, and we chose the big hot tub overlooking the city as our headquarters for the morning. When lunchtime came, we decided to mix things up and try the food at the 24/7 pizza and burger restaurant on deck 6. We had also heard great things about MSC Pizza, and it didn't disappoint. It was cheesy, saucy, and toasty. John also enjoyed the burgers and the barbecue chicken wings. The cookies were a bit overbaked for our taste, but even so, we grabbed a couple every time we walked by.
We still have a lot to experience on board, but first, coffee. We want to go down the slide, we want to try roller skating, which is free, and we want to try the bumper cars, which is $5 per ride, so why not?
Our first stop is the skating rink. We gear up like pros, to skate like amateurs. John is of the rollerblade generation, so it initially didn't come naturally. I grew up skating in 4-wheelers, but it still took me a while to regain muscle memory. Skating in the middle of the ocean was a lot of fun, and after about half an hour, my abilities came rushing back. But why tell you when I can show you? Tonya Harding, move out of the way. The Venom drop is on the same deck, so it was a no-brainer to go there next. It's a spiral slide that drops you 12 decks to the promenade. I got the impression it was a slow slide from an Emma Cruz's video, so I was surprised when I picked up that much speed going down. And John? Well, let him tell you. I couldn't have said it better myself. To enjoy the sunny promenade, we ordered drinks at the Lanai bar. After taking in the view of Chateau d'If in the distance and a healthy dose of secondhand smoke, we went to the TV studio and bar where we could pick up board games. The selection was not great, and the few that caught our eyes were in French and Portuguese, so we returned to our room to recharge for the nighttime activities. We booked the early show in the World Theater located at the Bow. It was a magic act by a Spanish magician. I'm not a huge fan of magic shows, but it was fun. The theater is big and has plenty of comfortable seating. We'll watch 2 more shows here before the cruise is over. One will be so good that the audience will give it a standing ovation. For dinner, we went down one deck and all the way to the stern to Bubbles Restaurant. The staff who greeted us at the entrance made us feel very welcome. We got a table for 2, set very close to tables on either side. We prefer this setup to our last cruise, where we shared a big table with other parties. This way you can converse with your neighbors or keep to yourself without it being awkward. We forgot to note what we ordered, so the following names are made up: creamy crumbly soup, saucy mussels, Mexican delight, veal on a ship, and for dessert, Count Chocula's cake. After dinner, we went to the Masters of the Sea bar on deck 7, where a trivia game was taking place. It was too late to join, but we stayed a while because the bar was so beautiful. We were lucky to be able to book another show at this late hour, Ibiza Symphonica, at the MSC Luna Park Arena. The show was described as interactive, so we were a little nervous going in. It turns out we were right to be.
The show was interesting. We liked the second half better than the first one. It's interactive, and they mean interactive. So if you're anxious about being cold on the stage or to the dance floor or whatever at any point during the show, then don't go, because it's all the time you're waiting for something to happen. It's kind of weird, but in a good way. So we recommend it.
Every time we enter our cabin, we're half expecting to find invitations to the Speakeasy bar, but tonight it was not meant to be. Rise and shine! We had arrived at our second port, Genova, Italia. We loved walking its narrow streets, and the highlights were Piazza de Ferrari, the breathtaking Santissima Annunziata del Vastato, and the random coffee shop with delicious latte macchiatos. Back on the ship, we got excited when we saw something on our bed, but it turned out that it was souvenir cups to activate the soda machines. Don't get me wrong, we liked them. We just thought that they were the Speakeasy invitations. For lunch, we discovered another buffet restaurant, La Brasserie. This buffet was usually less busy than Il Mercato, as it appears fewer people knew about it. Sometimes it was closed and was only for yacht club guests. We loved the view from up here, but found this glass floor hallway intimidating. A sail-away party took place in La Plage, the open-air pool on deck 18. It started out slow, but even John was dancing by the end. Afterward, we went to the gym for an abs class we saw on the cruise app. There was a 5-person minimum to start the class, so we had to do a regular gym routine instead. The gym was bigger and better equipped than we expected on a ship. That night, a light show illuminated the world promenade. It was short, sweet, and pretty. We booked a show at Panorama Lounge called Let's Get Loud for tonight. Straight up Latin music is not our jam, but we gave it a try.
By far the best show so far. Great dancing, awesome singing, perfect music, and John has something to show you.
Yes, I'm so excited. I was able to get us invited to the Speakeasy Bar, and I'm not supposed to tell you how I got the invitations because I was asked to keep the secret, but we got invitations for tomorrow. But for tonight, that is it.
We woke up excited for tonight's secret adventure and today's port, Napoli. We disembarked early to visit Pompeii, about a 40-minute bus ride from the port. Pompeii is a stunning place. We were marveled by its size and state of conservation. Walking its streets and entering the different houses, still with painted walls and preserved ceramic floors, transported us back to Roman times. Returning to the ship was nerve-wracking, as we couldn't figure out how to catch the bus back. Luckily, we found a train station entirely by chance that took us to central Naples. There, we had a delicious pizza and pasta for lunch before going back on board. The rest of the day went by fast. Before we knew it, it was time to visit the Speakeasy. Per the instructions, here's what we needed to do to access the secret door.
I'm here.
But the reality was less glamorous. That aside, the rest of the experience by far exceeded our expectations. We were greeted by a crew member in costume and in character who set the right tone from the start. He then escorted us through a part of the ship only accessible to crew members and hidden from the rest of the passengers, which we weren't even allowed to film. To enter the bar, we knocked on a themed door and had to wait to be let in. Once inside, the American Prohibition-era ambience was perfect. Low lighting, live 20s music, and a super friendly in-character crew. We ordered 2 drinks, which are not included in any drinks package. John's got a smoke bubble blown on top, which he had to kiss to blow up. I also got a chance to kiss it, but deciding whether to make it a French kiss, I burst the bubble laughing. Our favorite part of the evening was the band that took the stage second. They had great song selections, and the lead singer had a perfect voice for the genre. The whole evening felt exciting, secretive, and exclusive. We went to bed that night with huge smiles on our faces. We woke up late as we had decided to stay on the ship while docked in Messina. Even though we had already visited the Speakeasy, one of our main wishes for this trip, we still had much to discover on board the World Europa. Yet to come is our favorite show, the bumper cars, our favorite port, and dining at a Michelin-starred chef's specialty restaurant. A unicorn was waiting for us on deck 20, an empty hot tub. The view from up here was amazing, and the water temperature was just right. Needless to say, we camped here for a few hours. Another day's highlight was a Guess the Song trivia game at La Dolce Vita bar. The bar was full and people were really invested in the game, which made it really fun until it wasn't. We realized the group next to us was cheating using Shazam on their phone. Silver lining, destiny would have it that a typo prevented them from winning the game.
I don't understand why someone would cheat on a cruise trivia game, but to each their own, I guess. But most importantly, why does it bother us so much? I don't know, but it does.
We booked that night's show called Aviation, Amelia Earhart. We had no idea what it was about or what to expect. We were amazed by the costumes, the music, the lighting, and all the good chaos happening on stage. There was never a dull moment. Somehow, things that had nothing in common like juggling, skating, acrobatics, and even a motorcycle globe of death worked together seamlessly. By the show's end, everybody, including us, was on their feet giving a standing ovation. After a so-so dinner at Bubbles, we went to a silent disco party on the World Promenade. Many people seemed to board in Messina, and the party was packed, especially with younger people. The party was fun, and the animator did a great job keeping everyone engaged. When we reached our fun quota, we called it a night. We disembarked early in the morning in Valletta. From this port, we could really appreciate the sheer size of the world Europa. Valletta is unique. At one point, John asked me where I would rank it among the cities we visited, but I didn't have an answer. Valletta is so different from other cities that it's impossible to compare. It simply stands in its own category. Walking its streets was magical, but somehow everywhere you went was on the way up, defying the laws of physics. We were impressed by the beauty of St. Paul's Pro Cathedral, enchanted by a small coffee shop on a quaint Valletta street, and even believed we had found another speakeasy, but it was not meant to be. At noon, a single cannon shot was our sign to return to the ship. As the ship left Malta, it was clear there were more people on board as some areas began to feel crowded. Little did we know, the buffet would be crazy tomorrow during our sea day.
I never seen anything like this in my life.
That night, we went to a karaoke session at TV Studio and Bar on Deck 7. We wouldn't take the stage tonight, but many people did with mainly English and Spanish songs. It was a lot of fun, and it was the night we went to bed the latest. Having gone to bed late, we almost missed breakfast.
Good morning, we're rushing to breakfast because we overslept. I am feeling a little bit under the weather. The same thing happened to me in my last cruise. I don't know why. Today is a sea day, so we're very excited about that. So let's have breakfast first.
The breakfast buffet was crazy. It was like a scene from a catastrophe or zombie movie.
I never seen anything like this in my life. This buffet is packed. It's insanity. Everybody is fighting to get a table. Someone cut the line on the X line, and at least the bright side is that it gave me the rush of adrenaline that I needed to enjoy the rest of my morning.
We packed our sea day with activities, and our first stop was Panorama Lounge. Here, they held a competition with the MasterChef branding, and since we're huge fans of the Australian version of the show, it was a no-brainer. They chose 6 contestants from the winners of a food trivia game to compete on stage. The concept was simple: plate a profiterole dessert, and a chef from the crew scores them to pick the winner. It was a funny show more than about the food, but we had a good time. For lunch, we went for pizza. Even if you paid us, you couldn't get us to eat at the buffet again today. In addition to the pizzas we tasted so far, they were making a pesto one that tasted incredible. After making the Ninja Turtles proud with the amount of pizza we ate, we took a quick nap in the botanic pool area. John found a free hanging bed that felt like a miracle given the number of people there. How we slept with all that noise, I'll never know. Finally, the time had come to ride the bumper cars. The upcharge was 7 euros per car instead of the 5 we thought it was. I don't know when I last rode a bumper car, but it was so much fun that I made a note to do it more often. The car's speed was decent, and you really felt it when you crashed against the other cars, or when a traitor like John crashed into you without provocation. Well, maybe slight provocation. At night, we watched a singing show called Cadmo, where the singers performed songs from around Europe. It was a solid act, especially the last song, but nothing like the Amelia Earhart show. We mixed things up for dinner and splurged on a 3-course dinner at a specialty restaurant which cost 55 euros per person. This would bring our total cruise cost to 1,800 euros. That is 1,626 for the cruise fare and 174 euros for onboard spending. We chose Chef's Garden Kitchen, with a menu designed by Michelin-starred Swedish chef Niklas Ekstedt. As my starter, I chose the salt-roasted beets with goat cheese, berries, buckwheat, and warm brioche. John ordered raw tuna with smoked eel, heart of palm, wild rice, and seaweed. As the main, I ordered the baked Jerusalem artichoke empanada with white mushroom flakes, spinach, and blanquette sauce. This was my favorite dish of the night. John chose the boiled black cod in butter with rainbow chard, caviar, and horseradish mashed potatoes. For dessert, John went with the mushroom soufflé with blueberry and milk ice cream, his favorite dish of the evening. I ordered a rhubarb almond tart with toasted white chocolate and birch ice cream. Overall, we loved how beautifully everything was plated. We thought some elements were delicious while not loving others. This meal was the perfect closure to our cruise.
Thank you so much for coming along on this cruise adventure. Join us on this video to see how our first cruise went as first-time cruisers. Until the next sail away.